Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at one of my favorite things to check out, the Datamine. Just want to give a special shout out and thank you to the resident data miner of Ever Crisis. You, my friend, are a legend. Thank you for all the work and hard effort you've done in this game since the beginning. Always on top of it, absolutely killing it, and giving all the people that don't want to be surprised a look into the future. So thank you from the heart. I really appreciate it. So that being said, let's jump over to the Discord. And I'm going to read the two latest things, which talks a little bit about the banners to come and some of the costumes that we've seen hinted at in the past and which ones have been released and which ones haven't. Well, so for me, it's pretty exciting to look at. So I'm just going to start right here. All right, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis Datamine. To celebrate Cid's release, here's an updated missing costume ID list. Bolded is their release costume with the current highest ID. Spoilers, Cloud and Matt are the only two with something here. Now, before I get into this and before I forget, guys, we do have two guilds still recruiting one player for the coming Guild War. So we have Bahamut Zero looking for a single player and Ifrit also looking for a single player. So if you guys are looking to join a competitive guild that is, you know, a team full of people and a family, both of those guilds, I believe, are top 20, 30, 40. I can't quite recall. There's definitely a good amount of guilds, but if you are a player looking to join a guild in the top 50 in the game, then check out the link to our Discord in the description of this video, the Curseborn Discord. Jump in and either just shoot me a DM or look for the player looking for group channel and then just drop a post in there and you will get picked up promptly. All right, so to get back to the Datamine, all right? Here we have Cloud, right? And as you guys can see, the ones that are bolded are the ones that we've already had. So number 17, New Year's Battle Garb, probably the worst idea ever, Applebot has ever had. Just recently came out. I am not sad that I missed it. I would have never paid for that, but for those of you guys who did, thank you for supporting the game. I hope that Applebot puts better things in the game, you know, to promote us supporting them in the future. But we also have the Rider Pipe, all right, so it's my pipe that Cloud will get to use. All right, we have the Cetra Sword, which is looking like it might be for the 1.5 year anniversary. Then we have number 15 and number 16. They're both invisible, so I can't share them with you guys right now, but you will see what they are in the future. P.S. I don't know what they are either. All right, Barret, Scrap Armor. Interesting because that was the very first armor that we ever had in the game for Barret. So other than that, nothing on the horizon for Barret, right? Then we have Tifa, number 3, Zangan, the brown trailer outfit. So that one was always cool. We have number 5, I don't know what that is. We have number 7, Champion Gloves. And then we have the festive blue daffodil attire, which dropped for the New Year's banner, right? For Aerith, we have the festive crimson attire, which also just recently dropped. For Red 13, Hellhound, which has already been released. For Yuffie, Holiday Cheer Reindeer, which dropped in December of 2024. For Kate Sith, we have Nocturne, which I have no idea what that is, and the Feline Commodore Garb, which was the free costume, I believe, for the Monster Hunter event. For Vincent, we have Holiday Formal Wear, which already released. Cid, Cosmic Protection, which is the costume that is currently out for him. It's his Limit Break banner one. Then we have Dragoon Lance. That one I think is going to be pretty sick, so I'm definitely looking forward to this Dragoon Lance drop for Cid. I hope it's freaking awesome. All right, Zack. I feel like... Is it just me, or does it feel like Applebot forgot that Zack exists in this game? This dude just literally fell off the map. They were like, hey guys, Final Fantasy IX, ultimate wind weapon. Arcanum, trust me guys, you don't need it. This weapon is great. It's Beatrix's weapon. Repeat. Beatrix's weapon, meaning you don't need an Arcanum. And once we put this out, we're totally going to forget that Zack exists. So hopefully that all of you guys that have this weapon forget that we did this, right? It does feel like they did that, right? I do think that they might come out with a Arcanum for Zack in the future. I still need a physical wind Arcanum. I don't have one right now, right? I'm still relying on Sephiroth. So it would be nice to get that, but at the same time, I really like the Beatrix Sword. I did not pull for it because it made no sense to me that they didn't release an Arcanum. And yeah, so pretty crazy. But let's go through these. Zack, number 2. Technically not missing, but this is his first class outfit from the tutorial. Okay, so I feel like, does he not have his first class outfit, or is that a second class outfit that we have? All right, number 3. This is just named first. So it may be the ID used by the free version of his tutorial outfit. All right, so not much info there. Number 7, Battering Ram. His unreleased trailer outfit, which we've seen, is pretty cool, right? So that's going to probably come out once they remember that Zack exists. And we have number 12, the Zenogre armor. Now going on to Sephiroth, number 11, Edgar's attire. Okay, so that one came out. Now for Glenn, we have the number 4 Viking outfit, which could be cool. Number 5, Mountain Sword, which makes no sense because he uses an axe. And number 7, Vanguard style. All right, which already came out. For Matt, we had the Holiday Helper, which was a costume that I wish I could have gotten. All right, number 6, Invisible, so we will never know. All right, Lucia, number 3, Desert Rifle. And number 9, Beach Agent. All right, so Desert Rifle sounds cool. But that one has not come out yet. And Gilles, Cyan's attire, which was the free one from the last Final Fantasy crossover. All right, now let's go down. We're going to take a look at the upcoming suggestions for what could be in the future for these banners, all right? Here is an updated banner schedule. January banners, guys, all right? We have Glenn Mountain Sword costume. Okay, so we're going to see if Glenn actually gets a sword to match every other sword wielder in the game, which is basically everyone, right? Costume is probably an Ice Arcanum, right? Extremely likely that it is the Guild War banner next week. Now, we have Sid dropping this week, and then we have Glenn potentially dropping next week with a new Ice Arcanum, meaning that there are 2 banners that are going to be relevant for the Guild War. I don't like this at all. I think that 1 banner for the Guild War makes sense. 2 is getting to the point of overkill, where they're really leaning into the fact that Guild War is absolutely, without a doubt, hands down, uncontested, the best aspect of Ever Crisis, right? And I do think that the reason that Guild War is so good is because it brings the community together. Except for everyone that gets so heated and mad and blows up, etc., right? Except for that group, like, for everyone that comes together as a guild to work together as a team, and it basically brings us together to work together, right? That is the best aspect of the game, and I do think that the game would do better to incorporate more things like that into the future, right? So, like I said, you know, 2 banners that are going to affect the Guild War, not the funnest, right? Definitely gives a huge advantage to certain teams, but what can we do? There's not much that we can do about this. I am curious to see if they literally drop this as an axe and give Glenn a sword. I feel like that would be pretty funny. But I'm guessing this Ice Arcanum is going to be pretty good. I feel like we're almost at the point where the elemental potencies get a little better, but we'll just have to see. They might wait for the 1.5 year anniversary to do that. All right, so that's going to be likely the next week banner. Now, I know before on the Datamine for January, we did have Cloud in there. It wasn't guaranteed. I thought that there's a really good chance that Cloud gets a banner for a potential Rebirth Reawakened crossover. Now, I can understand, you know, why they wouldn't do that. We would have 3 limited banners in 1 month, and it's already freaking overkill. Let's be real. A lot of the players are burnt out on the limited banners. It's making the game a lot less fun. You know, I have all these tickets for characters, and it's like I don't even use them because they're so rare that a non-limited weapon gets added to the pool. So it's just a little bit strange. So it does look like there will not be a Rebirth crossover event, which is a bummer for me because even though it would have been limited, I really like Cloud's costume from Rebirth. I don't know if you haven't played the game, then you don't know what I'm talking about, but if you do, you know exactly what I'm talking about, the one with the blue scarf. So I feel like that would have been really, really cool. Obviously, I love Cloud. He's my favorite character, but at the same time, that allows me to save my crystals. I might be able to go for Sid, but I'm still going to wait till next week to go for it. Now, will I pull next week if Glenn is an Ice Arcanum? Probably not. Glenn is not really my favorite character. Personality-wise, I like Glenn, but I've never really been a fan of huge axes. I always like swords. All right, so let's go down. Kate Sith, no costume. and I will be extremely annoyed if this ends up in the void again. So lots of characters end up in the void, right? So that's the thing with the game, is a game like this where they prioritize super popular characters and the ones that aren't popular tend to, you know, just get flicked off into the void. That's what worries me about Sid. I feel like it's pretty clear when Applebot thinks that the character is going to bring them money, and I think it's pretty clear when Applebot doesn't think that the character is going to bring them money. So it kind of worries me about Sid. I know he's not the most popular Final Fantasy VII character, but I really do like the fact that he is a spear user. So I just don't know how much love Sid is going to get over the next year. And like I said in previous videos, guys, the more characters that get added into the game, the more often characters get kicked into the void, right? So I just feel like, you know, a lot of players, especially the top end players, some of the strongest players in the game, these players are going to pull for gear that affects their ranking, their ability to play the game, you know, stuff like that. So honestly, I don't think they really need to prioritize popular characters, because the main players I don't think are pulling for their favorites necessarily. They're pulling for the meta. They're pulling to play the meta. And so you don't need to be kicking characters off into the void. You can literally go through and give a character one banner, Barrett first, then Sid, then Vincent, then Yuffie, then Kate Sith, and as long as the gear is useful, I feel like a lot of players like to have the variety of playing a lot of characters, and I just feel like Applebot maybe doesn't quite understand that, or maybe I'm completely wrong. You guys let me know, alright? So let's go on to February, right? Here is February banners. Now, there is going to be a new weapon, ultimate weapon featured in February. It is going to be for Barrett, right? Barrett is one of my favorite characters. I just love his personality. I feel like it's just, he's fun, right? He's super fun. And I feel like, you know, he has his moments in Ever Crisis, and I feel like I wish he got a little more love, to be honest. So hopefully this is going to be pretty strong. Although, not going to lie, if I had to choose between going for Tifa's ultimate weapon or Barrett's, I'm probably going to go for Tifa's for sure, just because she's going to definitely get more, you know, play time in the game than Barrett, who really we haven't used in a while, right? So beginning of February, we're going to get a costume for Barrett plus an ultimate weapon. Yuffie, probably a Water Arcanum. Okay. Aerith, Flower Arcanum. No idea what that means, and no, the data miner won't elaborate. So just break my heart, why don't you? All right. Matt is going to, of course, get no costume. Red 13 is going to, of course, get no costume. And Sid, I don't know when this is releasing, but I'm putting it here since I doubt he is a half anniversary banner. All right, so it does look like Sid is somewhere there, but in February we have Barrett, Yuffie, Aerith, Matt, Red, Sid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is interesting. So, I mean, even if it was 3 weeks of banners, it'd be double banners for each one. I mean, February is going to be pretty stacked. As you guys all know, at the beginning of March will come the 1.5 year anniversary, right? So we know that since that comes in March, in February, Applebot is going to have all their team get together, and they are going to try to figure out, to the best of their ability, how to get us to spend all of our crystals before March. That is going to be their plan. So I'm guessing February is going to have some pretty solid stuff, but just keep in mind, March will be a new anniversary, and we need to be prepared for that. All right, so March banners. Also, what is it? We are like halfway through January right now. Typically, we can make anywhere between 20 and 30,000 crystals per month. So let's just say 15,000 crystals for the rest of January, and let's say 25,000 crystals for February. So realistically, we're looking at 40,000 crystals by the time that the 1.5 anniversary comes around. So even if I legit completely saved by now all the way until March, I would only be barely, like, yeah, about 90,000 crystals, which is not exactly the best place for an anniversary, guys. So it's definitely going to be pretty tough. Just keep that in mind, how much time we have, how much crystals we're going to make, and what is on the horizon. All right, so March banners. Everyone in March and April are extremely tentative and blind guess release dates, so none of these could be right? Zack Ultimate Weapons should also have a banner. All right, so Zack, they are remembering that Zack exists, right? So it looks like he might come back. Cloud, Okay, so this sounds awesome. Cloud, Cetra Sword, costume, possibly fire, right? This would be most likely fire magic. I'm only putting it here because it sounds like a half anniversary thing, but it's also possible this is in February, right? So it makes sense that Cloud obviously gets an anniversary costume and weapon. Cetra Sword does sound special, but it also makes sense that if they did put this in February right before the anniversary, it would like lure people in to pull, therefore getting rid of our crystals right before the anniversary. So honestly, guys, this could go both ways. All right, Tifa is here as well, so it does look like Tifa. Obviously, Tifa is going to have an anniversary banner. Cloud is obviously going to have an anniversary banner. Sephiroth, most likely, we haven't seen him in a while. Thunder, potentially, that would be cool, and Angeal. And then April, question mark banners. Vincent, Ultimate Weapon, should also have a banner. Cloud, Yuffie, Kate, Sith. So super interesting that Cloud is here. Unless they're starting to give Cloud more non-limited banners, which would be great. I'd be all for that. But this is basically all the information we have right now, guys. Obviously, this is always subject to change, so just keep that in mind. For me, this is just kind of fun to look into the future. Whether it's true or not is really not a super big deal for me, but it is cool to imagine what could be coming. So I just wanted to share with you guys the new Datamine. Thank our data miner for all the work that they do. That being said, guys, that's going to conclude this video today. Super curious what you guys have to say, if you guys are psyched for any of the things that I said. But yeah, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.